Sir, you trying to say? Yeah.
I'm not sure I read that out, but you don't thank us for our time either. That's when you conclude. Don't thank you for your time. I mean, we're getting paid for this, remember?
Thank you so much for your feedback to all the judges, and a very good morning, afternoon, and evening to all those present here. I, Tejas Kothari, member of the JGLS Stetson OC, will now be hosting the valedictory ceremony of the 26th Stetson International Environmental Moot, Surana and Surana India National Rounds, hosted by the JGU Global University. This ceremony formally marks the conclusion of 2 days of intense competition amongst 20 of the top law schools in India, 4 of which will now be representing India in the global rounds. Without further ado, I would first like to thank Professor Dr. S.G. Srijit for his constant support and guidance throughout the moot. Professor Dr. S.G. Srijit is the Executive Dean of JGLS, and sir, I would like to invite you to say a few words to our participants.
Thank you, Tejas. Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. After 2 days of intense mooting, we have come to the end of the Surana and Surana India National Rounds of the 26th Stetson International Environmental Moot Court Competition 2022. This is a great moment, as it also marks the 25th anniversary of the academic initiatives of Surana and Surana International Attorneys. The firm has indeed been playing a pivotal role in the promotion of the mooting culture in India. But I'll keep my compliments to Dr. Vinod Surana and his team for their priceless contributions to academia for another appropriate occasion. Every law school, as part of skill education, is committed to provide opportunities for mooting. Mooting helps students develop the basic skills of the game. For example, reasoning, analysis, heuristics, dialogue, and dispute settlement. It's nothing less of this skill, basicness of law, that was meant by Lewis Carroll when he sardonically wrote in Alice in Wonderland, "In my youth, I took to the law and argued each case with my wife, and the muscular strength which it gave to my jaw has lasted the rest of my life." Through competitions, testing the oral and written skills of students, law schools highlight the importance of skills in competitively succeeding in the legal profession. This blend of skill and knowledge, which law schools impart, is correspondingly closer to the Aristotelian virtue of techne and phronesis. And Stetson, apart from giving another fantastic opportunity to students to move in the said direction of developing their skills and broadening their learning experience, also helped them, again, to gain the much needed environmental consciousness, the only collective hope to save the world, which has been playing, as Derek Jensen calls, the end game. I'm truly grateful to Dr. Vinod Surana for choosing Jindal Global Law School, OP Jindal Global University, as the site for holding the national rounds of Stetson International Environmental Moot Court Competition. As your host, I have the honor to welcome you all to the valedictory session of the national rounds. The chief guest of today, Professor Dr. Timo Koivurava, a person quite close to my heart for being the factual supervisor of my doctoral dissertation. Judges of the final rounds, Professor Dr. Veronica Rabianu, Ambassador and Judge Professor Gudmunda Eriksson, Dr. Priya Pillai, and Professor Charu Sharma. Representative of Surana and Surana International Attorneys, Mr. Preetham Surana, and other members of the firm. Judges of the semi-final, quarter-final, and preliminary rounds. My registrar, Professor Sridhar Patnaik, Director of the JGLS Moot Court Society, Professor Aman, Convener JGLS Moot Court Society, Mr. Vidush Sinha, and other members of the JGLS Moot Court Society. My colleagues at Jindal Global Law School and in the academia, wonderful teams and the participants, and everyone else connected to us through the live streaming. I welcome you all to this valedictory session. I hope that you had a seamless mooting experience over the last 2 days, and we were able to make your online experience delightful. I do hope that next year we'll be hosting you all on the campus of OP Jindal Global University. Welcome and thank you.
Thank you so much for your kind words, sir. That was truly inspirational. Now I would like to call upon Professor Sridhar Patnaik, the Registrar of OP Jindal Global University, who has always backed us in all our endeavors. Sir, if you could kindly say a few words of motivation to our participants.
Thank you very much. Professor Timo Koivorova, University of Lapland, Dr. Priya Pillai from the Asia Justice Coalition Secretariat, Professor Veronica, my distinguished colleagues, Professor Gudmundur Eriksson, Professor Charu Sharma, Professor Srijit, Professor Aman, and Ms. Vidishi Sinha, who is the convener of the Jindal Global Law School Moot Court Society, Ms. Avantika Chawla, the faculty coordinator of the Moot Court Society, and our distinguished partners, Surana and Surana International Attorneys, represented by Mr. Preetham Surana and Mr. Vinod Surana, the CEO and partner of Surana and Surana International Attorneys, and a dear friend of the institution, participants of the Stetson International Environmental Law Moot Court Competition, and dear students, invitees, good afternoon to all of you, and to those in Europe, it's good morning, and it's good evening to others who are joining us from the other jurisdictions. It gives me immense pleasure to present the keynote address this afternoon. As you're all aware, the Stetson International Environmental Moot is one of the prestigious moot court competitions in the world, which focuses on the emerging issues in the field of international environmental law. It has been a privilege for the OP Jindal Global University to organize the national rounds of the competition in collaboration with Stetson University, the United States, and Surana and Surana International Attorneys India. On behalf of the university and our partner organization, I congratulate the organizers for their tireless efforts in convening the moot court competition. In particular, I recognize the efforts of Professor Aman, the director of the Moot Court Society, Ms. Vidishi, the convener, and all volunteers and members of the MCS under the leadership of the Executive Dean, Professor Srijit. We are also grateful to Surana and Surana for their partnership with the university and for their extraordinary efforts in the dissemination of areas of international law. I take this opportunity to congratulate the winner and the runners-up for the national rounds and look forward to the winning performance at the international rounds. I must also congratulate all the teams which participated in the event with great enthusiasm. I wish them best for all their future endeavors. It's been a great pleasure to host all of you for this successful event. The continuance of COVID-19 pandemic in 2022 has not been able to dim our enthusiasm to engage with each other and the hope to do better on all fronts, and I'm particularly happy for that. Now, I may be allowed to share a few thoughts on the event. The moot court, as the judges remarked, and even the executive dean of the Jindal Global Law School observed, is an important exercise that helps the student to gain exposure to the skills that formal classroom engagement is unable to provide. It's an important part of clinical legal education and signifies the practical aspect of lawyering. While classroom engagement exposes a student to the text and its interpretative nuances, an activity like moot court is more relevant to gain argumentative skills suited for the profession. There are various aspects of the practice of law. For instance, engaging with a client, helping parties in gaining out-of-court settlement through mediation, framing arbitration agreements, etc. In all these technicalities, the learning that a student gains is more transactional. She or he understands how the knowledge of law can be employed to help the parties to achieve justice. And the idea and the philosophy of a moot court is, however, different. The moot court exposes a student to the argumentative aspect of law. It helps the student gain knowledge about framing of arguments, presentation of the case, interpretation of law, the ability to question and to convince, and the etiquettes of legal engagement. In many instances, it is also an opportunity for the students to learn about the appellate jurisdiction under the relevant law. Therefore, It would not be wrong on my part to state that moot courts help in the making of future lawyers. What I see before myself is therefore the future of the legal profession. The Stetson environmental moot focuses on issues that are relevant in the discipline of environmental law. Much like any other moot, it seeks to capture and highlight the burning issues of the day. The issue for the Stetson moot this year has been protected areas and armed conflicts. And the study of environmental law is nothing but a desire to achieve agency that can make the lives of all of us better, not by objectifying nature, but by being a part of it. However, I would like to believe this can be achieved through a commitment towards both our civilization and our nature. On this auspicious occasion, I'm also happy to share that the OP Jindal Global University could contribute to something in this particular regard. The Jindal Global Law School offers the one-year LLM in environmental law, energy, and climate change in collaboration with the WWF. We also have the School of Environment and Sustainability dedicated to the study of these areas, where we have started a Bachelor of Arts honors in environmental studies and a BA BSc honors in sustainable development. And most recently, we have signed a partnership agreement with the International Committee of the Red Cross. And as a result of this comprehensive partnership, we will soon start to offer a master's degree in humanitarian studies, which is the first of its kind program in India and the region. With these observations, I would like to end my address, but before I end, I would like to once again congratulate all of you for being a part of this wonderful journey and for making this event a grand success. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for those words. Now, I would like to call upon Mr. Preetham Surana, the Administrative Head, Litigation and Arbitration Practice and Head of Academic Initiatives, Surana and Surana International Attorneys. Sir, on behalf of the entire OC, I would like to thank you for your countless support, constant support, and vision, which enabled us to host this event seamlessly. Sir, if you could kindly say a few words of motivation to our participants.
Thank you, Tejas. Greetings, Professor Koiburova, Dr. Pillai, Professor Ribrano, Professor Erickson, Professor Sharma, Professor Patnaik, Professor Srijit, Professor Aman, faculty members, organizing committee members, and last but not the least, the participating students. Environmental law and legislation is central in safeguarding the ecosystem which we inhabit. The time has come that we as individuals and as society endeavor to contribute in ways to ensure that we are able to hand over a safer ecosystem than as it exists today to the next generation. It is an obligation which we owe to ourselves, to society, and to planet Earth. Our firm is a socially conscious organization and attempts to continuously contribute through practices such as ISO 14001, which concerns the environment, and SA 8000, which is an accreditation for social accountability. Our academic initiatives, activities is part of the practice of social accountability. Nurturing academic excellence has been an integral part of Surana and Surana International Attorneys. For the past 2.5 decades, our foray into organizing moot court competitions in association with top law schools and universities has yielded satisfying experience in helping improve research, writing, and argument skills of the participating students, besides sensitizing students in the unsettled areas of law. Beyond by the encouraging results, we expanded our activities with essay competitions in major areas of law and social sciences. Enthused by the overwhelming response, we then embarked upon judgment writing competitions. The idea was to have a clinical approach to the issues at hand with an analytical mind and acquire the clarity to sum up the issues with a sense of just balance. In short, a comprehensive platform was created for the students to develop into a full-fledged professional. The journey of our academic advocacy initiatives at our firm commenced in 1996. And now, in our landmark 25th year, we take this opportunity to convey our sincere gratitude to all our stakeholders, our academic partners, partnering institutions, the judiciary, the academia, both senior members and members of the bar, for continuously not only partnering with us, but guiding and supporting us in our endeavor to provide students of law an opportunity to participate in the development of jurisprudence. We also thank the Surana and Surana Moot alumni for participating on this platform and being the reason for our motivation. It has been both my privilege and pleasure to address the dignitaries and the audience here. Thank you so much. Good day.
Thank you so much for those kind words, sir. Now, I would like to call upon our chief guest, Professor Timo Koivuruva, research professor at the University of Lapland in Finland. Sir, if you could kindly say a few words to our participants.
Dear Mr. Surana, my colleagues on the bench, Registrar Dr. Paitnaik, Executive Dean Dr. Strejit, my good old friend, faculty members, participants, and students. Good evening to everyone, or good afternoon from my part of the world. It is a privilege to preside over the grand finals of the Indian national rounds of the 26th annual Stetson International Environmental Moot Court competition. It is indeed a pleasure to be a part of one of the world's largest moot court competitions devoted exclusively to global environmental challenges. I understand that since 1996, teams from around the world have participated in the competition and found a great platform to test and own their writing and oral advocacy skills against participants from all across the world. It is indeed a wonderful platform for young legal minds to congregate and put their skills to the test. The importance of preserving the environment has gained central significance in a world that is up against the potential adverse effects of climate change, biodiversity loss, and many, many other environmental challenges, many of which we are witnessing as we speak. We need several bright legal minds to pivot international environmental law and policy in the coming years. And this moot court serves as an ideal platform for these future environmental lawyers. This year's theme of protected areas and armed conflict aims to introduce young and aspiring lawyers from all across the world to how the international community views the themes of conservation, human security, and armed conflict, thereby persuading them to think and assess complex issues within the fields of international environmental law and international humanitarian law and the intersection between the two. These intersections are also necessary to be explored, as environmental law and concerns do not exist in silos. Conflict, the use and protection of the environment, development, migrations, indigenous movements are all connected. During this year's moot, we have faced all the complexities that relate to arguing and deciding on the progress of events, which well manifest this complex nature of aiming to protect the environment in the midst of all other concerns and developments. It has been an absolute delight to preside over the oral pleadings and assess the meticulous research undertaken by young students who have engaged with these themes over the last few months. I am extremely impressed by the persuasiveness and attention to detail demonstrated by these young students, and I hope that they shall depart from this tournament with several important learnings. I was impressed of both of the teams, the performance of which we had the pleasure of witnessing today. The arguments were carefully built on a solid understanding of international law and the facts in the record. I was particularly impressed by the way the oralists made their case. The way in which the arguments were built was truly impressive to hear. The confidence with which the team agents presented their case also, in my view, clearly promises good results in the next international competition rounds. To the teams advancing to the international rounds, I wish you the very best. Lastly, I would like to express my gratitude to the faculty members and organizing committee of OP Jindal Global University and Surana International Attorneys for inviting me to preside over this tournament along with my companion judges. I would also like to appreciate the tireless efforts of the organizers to make this year's tournament a seamless experience for all those involved in their different capacities. I think I can speak on behalf of all judges that these rounds to which we participated were organized extremely well. So again, it's our sincere thanks to Surana and Surana International Attorneys and OP Jindal Global University. Thank you very much for this opportunity, and I wish everyone the very best of luck.
Thank you so much, sir, and we look forward to hosting all of you again. With that being said, it's finally the moment we've all been waiting for, and I'd like to call upon Mr. Preetham Surana once again for the prize distribution and announcement of results. Sir, over to you.
Thank you, Tejas. This is the culmination of the rounds which started on Friday last. I will quickly call upon the winners here. We will start with the announcement for the memorials. The fourth best memorial goes to Preet Kiran Kaur, Vaishnavi Chaudhary, Manpreet Kaur, and Manvi Sharma of Team Code SN9 from Rajiv Gandhi National University of Law. Congratulations. The third best memorial goes to Somil Jhawar, Hardik Malik, and Arohi Chaudhary of Team Code SN2 from National Law School of Indian University, Bangalore. This team were also the finalists. So congratulations to you, Team Code SN2. Now for the team placed fourth. This goes to Vaishnavi Salimat and Nikhil Bhargav of Team Code SN1 from National Law Institute University, Bhopal. Congratulations, team. Are you here? Okay. Now for the team placed third. This is the team with the fourth best memorial, that is SN9 from Rajiv Gandhi National University of Law. Congratulations. They go to participate in the World Finals at Florida in April. Coming to the individual announcements, we have the fourth best student advocate, which is from team code SN15, that is Maharashtra National Law University, Mumbai. And the candidate is Farhana Hazari. I'm not sure whether I pronounced it right. Congratulations. Are you here by any chance? I think he's not there. The third best student advocate goes to team code SN19, that is the Nalsar University of Law, represented by Archita Satish. Congratulations, Archita. This team, she was also part of the team which were in the finals. Congratulations, Archita. Are you there?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
The second best student advocate goes to Vijay Krishna of Symbiosis Law School, Noida. This was the team with team code SN13. Now, the best student advocate goes to Prateek Singh of National Law University, Jodhpur, with team code SN14. Congratulations, Prateek. Are you here?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Would you like to say something?
Thank you so much for this award, sir. Thank you.
Okay. The second best memorial goes to team code SN17, Lloyd Law College, consisting of Ananya, Jeta, and Durgesh Kumari. Congratulations, team. The second best memorial, beg your pardon, is shared with SN18, that is the West Bengal National University of Judicial Sciences, Kolkata, consisting of Astarat, Sri Jaya Singh, Shakshi Sharma, and Garima Jain. Congratulations to you. Now, for the best memorial, this goes to Prateek Singh, Shrijesh Kumar Singh, Ritik Kanodia of National Law University, Jodhpur, team code SN14. SN14, anyone? Would you like to say a few words of your experience, of the input you've done in the memorial, in the competition?
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. And now the winning team is the team consisting of Somil Janwar, Hardik Malik, and Arohi Chaudhary of team code SN2, National Law School of Indian University, Bangalore. Congratulations, team. Would you want to share something?
Certainly not. We thank the organizing committee and judges for the feedback. It's very helpful.
Yes, and I think the feedback is really going to help you in your world finals, along with your other formidable opponents in this competition. Now, the runner-up team is team code SN19, Nalsar University of Law, Anushri Rajiv Bhuta, Archita Satish, and Chiara D'Souza. Congratulations. Would you want to say something?
Thank you so much, sir, for this opportunity. Thank you for the judges for all their feedback, and to our opponents. They were absolutely formidable, and we look forward to meeting them hopefully in the World Finals.
Very well. All the best. Now, the best speaker of the finals. goes to team code SN2, National Law School of Indian University, Bangalore, to Somil Jhawar. Congratulations, Somil. Best speaker of the finals.
Thank
Quickly. And just one more before we close the results. We have the Spirit of Surana Award, which symbolizes holistic excellence, the team which symbolizes holistic excellence in camaraderie, in performance, in intellect, who have participated in good spirits and a healthy competition, who represent team solidarity, goodwill, and harmony with other teams. And this goes to the team code SN9, consisting of Preeti Kiran Kaur, Vaishnavi Chaudhary, Manpreet Kaur, and Manvi Sharma from Rajiv Gandhi National University of Law, Patiala. Congratulations to you. And we close the results. I wish all the 4 teams who represent their institutions, their teams, and India at the Stetson World Finals during April. Thank you and all the best.
Thank you so much for the announcement of results, sir. Finally, I would like to call upon Mr. Vidush Sinha, the convener of JGLS Moot Court Society, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Tejas. So very quickly, I will give the vote of thanks for the Stetson India rounds. First and foremost, of course, we thank all of the judges who took out the precious time to not only judge the preliminary rounds, but also the knockout rounds of this competition. I place my special gratitude to our bench at the final rounds of the India national rounds of the Surana and Surana Stetson International Environmental Moot Court Competition. Our president, Timo Koivurua, to Professor Charu Sharma, Professor Gudmundur Eriksson, Dr. Priya Pillai, Professor Veronica Robrinu. I thank you all for taking out the time from your very busy schedules to be with us here today. While not fixating on your outstanding achievements as listed by Karthika prior to the final rounds, the presence of judges like you on the finals bench only incentivizes law students like me to deeply engage with mooting as an activity. Your valuable feedback and observation will guide not just our participants, but will also serve as guiding principles for the numerous law students who will be watching us live on YouTube. So I thank you all for your presence here today. To the members of our Jindal Global University administration, first and foremost, our Vice Chancellor, Professor C. Rajkumar, I thank you for your institutional vision, which has allowed members of the JGU community to partake in and organize moots like the Stetson India rounds and the WISP pre-moot. We are truly grateful for all the support that we have received from you and your office. To Professors Patnaik and Professor Srijit, our registrar and executive dean respectively, I thank you for all, I place my sincerest gratitude for the painstaking detail and attention with which you have heeded to requests from the Stetson Organizing Committee. We have pestered you quite a bit while organizing this competition, and we deeply appreciate you being very patient with us. To our partners, Surana and Surana International Law Attorneys, to Dr. Vinod Surana and Mr. Preetam Surana specifically, it is unlikely that any law firm has centralized the mooting experience like Surana and Surana. For those who may be unaware, Surana attorneys are responsible for the conduct of multiple moot court competitions hosted in association with various law schools across India. I thank you, sirs, for your dedication to the cause of mooting, and I'm certain that many are aware of the transformational impact that you have made in this regard. Again, to someone who is a critical part of the Surana and Surana team, to Deepa ma'am, it is undeniable that your years of experience only makes the process of hosting a big tournament like Stetson India smooth and rid of any hiccups. The organizing committee is truly, truly grateful to you for being such a patient partner in making Stetson India an enjoyable experience for all our participants. To our faculty board, first and foremost, our faculty director, Professor Aman, I have no other way of saying this, but that you are the bedrock of the Moot Court Society at Jindal Global Law School. You are the foundation on which we rest. It is undeniable that we would find it incredibly difficult to operate without your steady and able leadership. Year after year, the MCS at Jindal Global Law School has attained greater heights. This would not have been possible without your years of service to the cause of mooting, and more specifically to the MCS at JGLS. To us, you play the role of a friend, a guide, and might I add hesitantly, a boss. But no one could have balanced the requirements of each of those with such perfection. So I place my sincerest gratitudes for all of your efforts across the years. To our faculty coordinators, to Professor Ayushi Singh, Professor Aparna Venkatachalam, to Professor Avantika Chawla, to Professor Shantanu Kanade, I thank you for your constant support, guidance, and feedback on how to run each of our internal verticals. You have taught us to take ownership of what we are responsible for, that for what we are responsible for, and for that we are truly, truly grateful. To our participants, the quality of your legal submissions are only testament to India's potential to transform and impact the world in significant ways. I commend you for your participation and congratulate all teams for 2 days of extremely, extremely competitive argumentation. To two or three sets of entities who I really want to thank very deeply are firstly our volunteers. Our volunteers are usually first and second year law students who tirelessly give their service to the cause of Stetson and various other moot court competition, although they're not incentivized to do so by any means. We thank you very, very deeply for your participation, for your support, because this event would not have been possible without the able engagement of our court officers. More specifically, I thank our court officers for the final rounds. Amani and Arya, you did a tremendous job, and for that, we are truly grateful. Most importantly, I might add that I've had a very small role in organizing the competition. The largest chunk of my gratitude lies to the very able student organizing committee that has made Stetson India rounds possible. To Anushri, to Damini, Karthika, Raghav, and Tejas, who are my colleagues, my seniors, I must tell you that you are, of course, capable law students in your own light, but you've also shown us that you are excellent, effective, and able administrators. I will always strive to seek and imbibe those qualities within myself, and I've truly, truly enjoyed working with you. Not last but not the least, but importantly, I would really like to place my sincerest gratitudes to all of the support staff at JGU. It is not easy to carry on a virtual moot without certain institutional processes in place. To the audiovisual and the IT team, thank you so much for responding to our incessant demands for Zoom links and providing us with the customizations that we require to carry out and conduct a moot court competition like this. To all of the email moderators who made it possible for us to reach out to the wider JGU community, we thank each and every one of you. And with that, we now come to a conclusion of the valedictory ceremony for the Stetson India Rounds 2022. I truly do hope that we as an organizing committee were able to provide you with a good experience. We hope that all participants thought that the moot court competition was engaging, and they certainly take back a lot of experiences, a lot of insights into what they should be doing in moot court competitions, and of course also once they enter the legal profession. With that, I come to an end for my vote of thanks. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We are also grateful to our communications team. And before we end, I would just like to make one observation. Hopefully, this is the last sort of a virtual competition we are going to have. And let's be optimistic that in the subsequent years, we are going to go back to our physical setting moot court competitions. And I also would like to invite all our distinguished judges to visit the campus and to join us either as part of this activity in the future or on some other occasion. Thank you all for taking out time.
Thank you, Professor Patnaik. We all do truly look forward to being on campus physically very soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much to everyone, and we look forward to hosting you, like Professor Patnaik said, next year on campus. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I was wondering if everyone has not left, maybe we could take a few screenshots So sorry, just slipped out. If Anushri